Mike, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We spoke before a few years ago. I'm sure you remember every single word. You were on the.
I remember your name.
Oh yeah, I used to be on WAAF way back. Not too way
I
back.
knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a Needham boy, right?
Yes, I'm from Needham, so I recognized your name right away. I was like, I know this guy.
Well, it's awesome to.
I think I did your podcast, didn't I?
Yeah. You did the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan. And,
yes, I remember.
Yeah, and we spoke quite a bit at that time. You were the board lord. We spoke a lot of charcuterie. Are you still obsessed with that?
No, they kind of moved on, but I still have an opinion on charcuterie, but I haven't. I'm still the board lord. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, all right. You just don't have a platform for it now, right?
No, well, I have not as much. I haven't renewed my membership.
Oh, there you go. Okay, all right. Well, you're going to be coming home to the Wilbur Theater on January 30th, and it's nice. Are you going to be coming home for Thanksgiving?
No, my parents moved to Boca, and I have also moved to Delray Beach.
Oh.
So I don't get back to Boston as much as I would like, and it's actually weird. I'm so used to the cold feeling, Thanksgiving is when you start to feel that nip. You start to feel that, that your nose begins to itch when you go outside. And, my family, my parents moved down here, and ever since, every year we go to the beach on Thanksgiving, and my dad goes, I don't know how I did it any other way. He is totally he can't believe he ever lived in Boston. This is a guy who was from Newton his whole life. He goes, I wouldn't have it any other way. He's like, anyone in Boston is an idiot. I would never do it that way. This is the only way to live. He is a Florida man. He totally just does. All he does with Boston is wear a Red Sox hat, and that's about it.
Years ago, I was like, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to be a snowbird. Screw those people who just leave and move and say it's better. And you know what? After the last 3 or 4 winters, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm done with having that chill get into my joints.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just
you feel it. You feel it. And I'm like, I'm happy that I'm going to get a taste of it. I'm going to be there in January, so I'm happy to get a little taste of it. But I can't say I miss it too much this time of year. I mean, I do miss, it is weird that football's happening and I'm outside in the ocean. That's weird. I'm used to hand warmers at Needham High, watching Needham beat up on Wellesley. That was my, childhood in my life. And sitting there having a cocktail at 10 a.m.
Did you come up in the Boston comedy scene?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I started in New York.
Yeah, okay.
I started in New York, and because my parents were in Boston or in Needham, I would come back. So I got and all the Boston people, at first, Boston comics, it's very this is our territory. If you come up here from New York, you're kind of like an outsider. I was lucky enough that I would come back enough that people were very nice to me, Christine Hurley was always she's the best and she's the funniest and Lenny Clark for whatever reason he's always been nice to me, and I remember opening for Steve Sweeney at Dick's, and I remember I opened for him and my grandmother came, and I was my grandmother was known for sneaking nips into everywhere she went.
Oh my God!
She hated paying for a drink, so she would. So I get on stage. I'm opening for Steve Sweeney, Boston legend, and I'm so excited. I'm 2 years in or a year or something into comedy, and then I get off stage, and the owner or whoever was in charge of Nick's at the time was like, Jared, we got to talk to you. I'm like, what is it? Am I a star? Do you think am I in? He's like, your grandmother is sneaking drinks in the crowd. Can you talk to her about it? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to now, I went from thinking I'm the star of comedy to I have to talk to my grandmother about her drinking issues. And now I go up to my grandmother who, apparently had lost a step. She went from, she used to be pretty good at this grip. She was Danny Ocean. Now she's like lost a little bit of her game. And I go up to her, I go, Nana, you can't pour your drinks. I saw you doing it. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. So she was, snitches get stitches till the end. She never gave herself up, which to be commended.
Well, even the best get sloppy. They start buying their own press, That's the sad part. Yeah.
You live long enough to become the villain. You live long, whatever the saying is, Big Papi, what was it? Willie Mays, wasn't he the baseball player that, they would watch him on the Mets and you're like, oh no, it's like over. We all have that. Yeah. Every one of the legends, loses a step. What do they say? Father Time is undefeated. Save for my grandmother.
Right. Well, she blazed the path for the rest of us cheapskates.
Right.
And I'll always appreciate that, Jared. Don't ever forget it. All right. So, I got to ask this just to prime you for Thanksgiving. Have you gotten married yet?
I'm not married.
Oh, why do you hate your parents?
Mike, I know you've been wondering.
Why?
My brother got married. I hate them because they constantly ask me to eat their food and then tell me that I need to start watching myself.
Oh my God, my mother's the same way. She's like, Mikey, I'm so worried about your blood sugar and your weight. Please keep an eye on that. By the way, you got to come over because I made you 100 sticky buns. You got to come take home.
Story of my life.
Right?
Eat.
Yes.
We got to talk about your eating. That is the story. That is a song we sing every Thanksgiving. It's a big part of my show. The show I'm doing in Boston is all about them trying to get me to do Ozempic. And they are like pushing it on me. And the other day, and I haven't drank since March, and my dad goes, you're the only one who stops drinking and doesn't lose weight. I was like, thanks.
Thanks for the encouragement.
He should be my Weight Watchers coach.
Oh, my God. What is something your family does or has or at Thanksgiving that you think every family has one thing that they think others might find strange?
Oh, I don't, they probably would find it strange that we sit on the beach and we don't really do much, we go to the beach now. That's what we do on Thanksgiving. God. We sit at the beach and we talk about, and I remember my parents, my mom makes turkeys all the time. Like, it's not just a Thanksgiving thing.
Oh, okay.
So last year, I'll never forget it. We go to the beach and we go to like a beach club. Like, it's like a nice thing. And my dad pulls out of his bag a wrapped in tinfoil turkey leg, and he starts eating it on the beach as if he were a feudal king. And I got to say, I don't think very many people have that. I said to him, I go, you're just eating a turkey leg on the beach? Like, it was actually the most gluttonous thing. He would be like, this guy right here has no problems whatsoever.
The guy that's telling you to watch your weight is chowing a turkey leg on the beach.
He was at a Renaissance fair. Yeah. It was insanity.
Your family has a very special skill of smuggling food into unorthodox places or drink.
You know what their new skill is? I moved to a new apartment here. I just got an apartment, and my dad keeps giving me all their stuff. He's like, I'm moving in. My dad goes, we cannot wait to give you all this stuff we have in the garage. And I was like, I was expecting junk, and my plan for him, I have a strategy of my own. I was like, I'll just accept whatever he gives me and then I'll throw it away. I won't have the emotional connection with the things he gives me like he does. So he gives me this huge box and it was like all condiments. And he must have found a place where he could easily steal condiments, because all of them, the year 2022, or 2021, he must have found a restaurant that he liked where he could steal their ketchup and mustard, because they all expired in 2022 and they were all half used. So I just had a box of condiments and I'm like, this doesn't even, why would he be excited to give me all the condiments? He was so excited. I can't tell you.
Well, Jared Freed, awesome talking to you, man. Needham's own Jared Freed, back at the Wilbur, two
Go
shows.
Rockets.
January, yeah, go Rockets. Goes January 30th, two shows at the Wilbur Theater. Jared, thanks for taking the time, man. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in January.
Always a pleasure, Mike. Thank you, man.